I know you had started the street stocks, and I don't want to like jump the script, but we were talking about it prior. I knew you had won an SK Light race at the Speedbowl. Is that prior to getting going in the street, or is that after a year or two in the streeters?
That was after a few years in the street.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. So that was...
Yeah, how'd that opportunity come along?
Yeah.
So we owned the car. That was Tony Membrino's
Yeah, he called it.
old car that he won.
The one
all
that
the
he was
races
dominant in?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay,
big
yep.
time. So we bought that car the winter prior. So I think this was 2021, right? Yeah.
I looked it up. It said 2020.
Okay.
So it was
could have been
the
2020.
abbreviated season
Yeah.
when they opened in like mid-August.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So it definitely could have been 2020. We bought that car the winter prior and planned on moving up to SK Lights after that season was over.
Yeah.
And then we got into a wreck in the street stock earlier in the season, and it was taking us a while to put it back together. So we were out for a bunch of weeks, and we just had the SK Light sitting there. It was ready to go. And we're like, we're not getting the street stock out and for at least a couple weeks here. We're like, let's go take this thing out and let's go race, right?
Right.
Getting bored here. So we took it down to the bowl. I think it was about mid-season, right? And,
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Let me look it up now. Now I'm curious. I thought it was August something.
I remember that night vividly, though. You had a lot of people in your corner, too. You had a lot of good people with you.
Yeah, we had a lot of people there.
Yeah, you did. You had a lot of good people, and you went out and pretty much stunk that show up, I think. You killed
Okay,
them.
so it was August 15th, 2020 is when you won the SK Light race at the bowl, and that was the second race of the year. They opened the week before for the first time. So it was the second race of the year at the Speedbowl. Yep. Interesting year in the SK Light. So you won an SK Light race that year. Nicole Morgillo came back, won an SK Light race that year. Jacob Perry won an SK Light race that year. I don't remember him running SK Lights.
Me either.
Robert Bloxham, who just won on Friday, won an SK Light race at the bowl that year. And Charlie McDougal.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know who that
The
is.
Zero?
Maybe,
Yeah.
if you
Right.
say
Could be,
so.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, the Zero.
Okay,
Charlie
yeah, there you go.
McDougal.
Yeah, and then Wayne Burroughs won a bunch. He was the
Yep.
champ.
Of course.
Yeah,
Wicked fast.
yeah. Was that your first race in
Yeah,
SK
that
Light
was
when
the
you won?
debut.
Dude,
that's crazy, huh?
You must have crazy amounts of skills. Damn.
I didn't know what I was doing. We went.
That's what makes it even more impressive.
Yeah, we went.
You know what I mean?
And did one of like the Thursday open practice deals they had there.
Yep.
And the Membrinos came down. It was all of us, and so he went out. Membrino Jr. went out in the car and ran some laps just to like set a baseline because obviously he knows what he's doing.
Right.
And then I went out there and we were running tons of laps just to try to get a feel for it because I've never turned laps at the bowl. I've never turned laps in an SK Light or any car with a locked rear or anything. So I don't know how to drive it. And I got within a couple tenths of them, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. We called it a day after that, after I got with relatively close. And we came back that week.
That's impressive. Did you guys think you had a shot at winning? Oh, I mean,
I did not go there expecting to win.
Right.
I wanted to finish, that's for sure. But I did not go there expecting to win at all.
You bought that car. You go to the bowl. You win your first time there. Did you run the rest of the season there?
We
ran a couple more races, and I think I got like a fourth and a DNF. And that was it.
Then what'd you do with that car?
Sold it.
After that year?
Yeah. We ran like 3 times, I think it was, and then we sold the car.
And said, I'm just going to stick with the... You had a street stock at that point?
Yeah, I was still racing the street stock.
So you dabbled in it and then figured, I'll stay with the fender stuff for now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was having a lot of fun in street stocks.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just... the fun of driving a street stock was a little bit more.
No, I get it. Yeah,
so
I
when we
see it.
We did both, it was like kind of back to back. So I ran the SK Light, and then I went back to street stocks the next week at Stafford.
Yeah.
I got in the street stock, and I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
This is where I got to be.
See, everybody see you, Diego.
Yeah, no, I understand.
You raced, like you just said, you raced mods for all those years. But if you go back, you'd probably pick a streeter, right?
Probably pick a streeter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
And every time I got back in a streeter, like we would go to Thompson,
Yeah.
and like I went on one World Series. I went from like 33rd, and I took Sundin out, but I was all the way up to 3rd. I hadn't driven a streeter, but you get in and they're just so much fun.
Yeah.
You know,